Hello!
I always forget.
Welcome to Riff and Ravel. We totally know what we're doing. For those of you new to R&R here, we're five friends who play D&D as many Fridays as we can. There's goofs, there's battle, there's lots of roleplay. I'm Callie. I'm the DM of this wacky group here. I'm leading us through Storm King's Thunder currently. And let's get into some intros, shall we? Let's start with Joe. Tell them who you
Hello.
play.
Hello. I'm Joe. I play the dwarf fighter named Braddock, and he's a big old murder ball. He kind of gets as much as he gives, kind of like one of those weird stress balls. Yeah, we learned that last game. Yeah, he takes a lot of the.
All right, Dave.
Hi, I'm Dave, and I play the elven wizard called Bravo Quarks, who does not enjoy battle at all and would rather not.
Oh, yeah, all right. Travis.
Hello, I am Travis. I play the group's druid, Carrion. He is a human druid. He's neutral, as most druids are, and he's a mix of either Sean Connery or Deckard Cain. We're not. I guess he's a mix. He's both. But yeah.
Lauren.
Hi, I play the group's nature cleric, Nor, and she's a little young, so she's got a little bit of a teenage attitude. She is currently panicking because of last week, or 3 weeks ago now.
Yeah. Well, as a recap, our adventuring party started out in Daggerford, moved on to Nightstone, discovered some rumblings of giant activity, more than normal, which led them in a roundabout way to the north, up in Bryn Shander, where they were pursuing more leads on the giant activity. And they found Serac, who the Frost Giants at least seem to want in some way. They're looking for his father. And so he was going to hightail it out of there, and the group decided to bring him to Waterdeep. So they traveled to Luskin, chartered a ship. They discovered a stowaway on the ship, a small tiefling child. The captain insisted that they drop her off at the nearest port, which would be Port Last, and book her passage to the High Forest, as Carrion has decided to take her, across land, as seafaring can be very dangerous. And so they came to port on a very, very foggy day, only to discover that the town was under attack by frost giants. So the group has been trying to make their way into town in hopes of saving some villagers, maybe, at least trying to keep as many safe as they can. Or themselves. They've taken down 3 giants now, but things are looking pretty dire at the moment. So we'll bring you back to Port Last. In my map here, there we go.
Starway.
And we find the group. See if I can remember how to do this. Did that bring everybody over? There we go. All right. So you have infiltrated the town a bit, discovered dead bodies along the way of villagers, killed a couple giants along the way. Unfortunately, in the last session, this last giant that you squared off against has knocked your fighter unconscious, nearly knocked the Noga, the lookout on the ship that you chartered, almost unconscious.
My dragon mime, no!
And the rest of you are in varying states of good health. So, as the giant collapses to the ground in a bloody heap, your dwarf is, I believe North cast Spare the Dying. or something to.
Yeah, I was about to get over there and cast that lovely cantrip.
So, all right, have at it. You are out of combat, so you can act as you would. What would everyone like to do?
I would like to ask a question of our DM really quick.
Sure.
When she casts Spare the Living,
Dying.
yes, that's what I meant.
Yeah.
When she casts that spell, does that remove my one death save failure, or does it like just hang out for the rest of the game? Like, am I always down one failure?
No, so the way that death saving throws work is they will only be there until you regain consciousness. Once you regain consciousness, the slate is wiped clean. However many successes or failures you had. So Spare the Dying doesn't bring you to consciousness, it just stops you having to make those rolls. So it stabilizes you. So you're no longer bleeding out, you're just still unconscious.
What about that? What about the other spell? Spare the living. Is it different? I'm just kidding.
I also have a question of the same vein.
Sure.
If I were to go over and perhaps kick or strangle Braddock, would that then make him have to make any more saves?
If you cause him damage, it's actually an automatic critical.
Oh, all right.
He
then.
can't miss.
Which causes 2 automatic failures.
Don't do that.
All right.
We're gonna say goodbye to our fighter because you kicked him.
Because you kicked him in the face and he drowned in his own blood. All right. So, Braddock is down. Noga is not down, but she's sort of kneeling with her sword, propping her up. She took quite the hit. Go ahead and do what you're doing.
So North is her immediate reaction is good. Thing is dead. I need to go help Braddock, but she like catches herself and like walks a couple of steps and then kind of looks around and makes sure that there's like nothing that she can see as she's walking around, which there isn't. So she's gonna go ahead and use.
Looks both ways before she crosses the street.
Yeah.
She's learning. She's learning.
There is still the heavy fog, so you can see about 60 feet roughly.
So that will bring him up, and then she's gonna call out because everyone's pretty much taken significant damage. He's okay. Come here, guys. Because she wants to use a mass healing spell.
Noga pushes herself to her feet and hobbles over. She's bleeding pretty profusely under her armor. You can see it dripping off of her, like, off of her hips and down her legs.
Nort's already kind of like checking for damage on Braddock, and she's like, Carrion, get over here.
Carrion is peeking around the edge of the building to see if there's anything there. Does he see anything that the noise would have
Make a
attracted?
perception check.
$16.
You don't see anything back that way. For as far as the fog will let you see, it seems pretty quiet.
Okay.
This battle didn't take all that long, so you already covered this ground back here.
He turns to Bravo. Not quite to Bravo, but turns around. You all right there, Bravo?
Yes. A little tired from all the excitement, but otherwise, yes.
Yes, well, if we keep going at this rate, I think you'll outlive all of us. And Carrion uses his staff, and he doesn't appear injured. He appears okay, maybe a little bit bruised, but he strides over as he hears North call. And he looks back. You coming, Bravo?
Yes. I'm right behind you.
All right. The group gathers around North and the downed dwarf.
It's about time. What were you doing back? I think we need to get away.
I was making sure we weren't being flanked by other giants, I suppose.
So she's gonna go ahead and she's running low on slots, but she's gonna go ahead and utilize Prayer of Healing, which works to up to 6 creatures of my choice. You'll each regain equal to 2d8 plus my spellcasting modifier.
Sweet.
So she's gonna kind of settle in, and she's got her hands on the bigger wounds for Braddock to keep them from bleeding out, and she calls upon Sylvanas to help. Oh, really? Okay, great. The fucking most weakest prayer of healing ever. But it's gonna be 4 plus spellcasting modifier. It's wisdom, right?
I believe so, yes.
4 plus 5, so 9.
All right. It's not nothing. Noga certainly looks a lot better. And as the healing magics sink into everybody's bodies and seal up wounds, blood stops dripping, Braddock, you come to consciousness.
Yeah, and he's very much not exactly slow to get going, because, I mean, even since you 3 have known him, he's been here before. So this is
Does he try to get up right away? Because Carrion's going to try to stop him if he tries to get up right away.
Yeah, no, he kind of rolls over onto his side.
North still has her hands on him too.
Carrion, he doesn't do it in an exact nice way, but he uses the end of his staff to keep Braddock on the ground for a bit.
Yeah, North's gonna definitely try and keep him from moving.
Yeah, thing is, though, I think the 2 purposes are different here.
Perhaps.
What in the hells were you thinking, Braddock? You could have been killed. You could have gotten us killed.
Right. So is North's hand still on him, or is North like once he sees it? But is she holding him down, or?
Yeah, she has her hands on because like he got somewhat healed, but not everything's done. So she was gonna continue. She was gonna do something, but now that Carrion's yelled, she's kind of like holding him down if she can.
Yeah, so he's gonna squirm to get up, and if neither of you relent, then he's gonna try and force his way up. He's at least gonna push against the staff.
Carrion's not really gonna try to stop him. He was just trying to make a point.
So he doesn't get all the way up. He kind of like sits, like splayed leg on the grass, and he starts rummaging through his back, and he's talking into the backpack, but he's addressing you 2. Trying to keep you 3 safe. He looks around. Did a fair job of it.
That's something that I don't agree with. And gonna not be Braddock and Carrion at the same time. I'm gonna try
anyway. They're merging.
North's gonna take her hands away, and she's got his blood on her, but she's gonna kind of like.
I fail to see how a corpse keeps anybody safe, Braddock. Rushing into danger like that, it was senseless.
Nope, it was not senseless. Had a bit of a plan behind it. Go ahead, brother.
We had a plan. We had a plan together, and we were going to go with it, and we all thought this was the good plan, and then you ran ahead and...
Well, we did think this was a good plan, and it was, up to a point.
It would have been a good plan, Braddock. Why?
Would it
have you never seen wolves in the wild before, man?
I have seen wolves. Have you seen wolves with 10-foot swords?
That's not the point. They don't rush in like that. When I said we should work together, I mean we should work together as wolves work in a pack to hunt larger game.
North's gonna look at Braddock sincerely and be like, and kind of pick up where Carrion left. If we had gone just a few more minutes longer, none of us would have been here.
But you didn't. You 4. He looks over and regards Noga as he's talking. were successful. Which meant we were successful. Which meant my job was accomplished. I kept you four alive.
Absolutely not. If Noga hadn't rushed up and endangered herself, she almost got herself killed protecting your almost corpse. We would have been fine if you had just followed the plan, Braddock.
Would we have?
Yes,
would we have been fine?
A lot better than you laying on the ground in a heap.
Why, I had faith in you two.
That's good.
I knew if I went down, you two would get me back.
Yes, how many more times can we do that, Braddock?
Right now, I cannot. I have very limited power left.
Braddock,
Don't misunderstand. I am not ungrateful for your thought, Braddock. But this is not how you protect people. You don't just charge recklessly into danger. That's not something that you do.
It is when you have capable people behind you.
No, it's not. It's suicide, that's what it is.
It's not suicide. It was a calculated risk.
You, sir, are reckless, and it's a wonder you're still alive.
Bravo. He kind of leans over to one side and he pulls the cork out of his potion of healing. And
Bravo walks around the corner and starts looking to the north.
Is that the directional north, the cardinal north, or
the cardinal north? Yeah.
So you're drinking a potion of healing?
Yeah, I gotta make sure I got the number right. Okay, yeah.
Braddock, it wouldn't even have been so bad if you would at least have told us you were going to do that. You didn't even mention that you were going to do that.
Didn't know I was going to.
There was no need for it. You could have just held them at the bit before the cliff in the building. Then at least
and what had happened if he'd gotten through?
How would it get through? It's massive. You're telling me that big bulk was going to squeeze through there? Please.
I'm telling you that I couldn't take the risk. You three have to survive. I am expendable.
Nobody is expendable, Braddock. I don't know how you stayed in your king's employ so long with that line of thinking.
To be fair, I didn't have this line of thinking when I was in my king's employ.
Then maybe you should think back to those times. It would certainly keep all of us alive and a lot safer.
Sure. You want me to think back to those times? When I had another 20 of my fellows behind me? Yes, those would be lovely times.
Well, we may not be 20, but...
We're barely 4. And he stands up. 5, excuse me. He looks over no, well, I guess he looks over North's shoulder. And
well, you look at Noga, and her breastplate is, like, rended. There is a huge, gaping, ragged hole across her chest that underneath is now healed thanks to North, but her armor is rags now. And she looks at Braddock and just says, "You led others? How many of them fell for your decisions?"
Not a one.
I don't believe that for a second.
It doesn't much matter. Here, and he offers her a potion. You'll need it.
She turns and walks away from him.
More for me.
You'll need it.
Especially if you continue to act like that. We're supposed to be a team, Braddock. You need to count on us just as much as we need to count on you. And it's awfully tough to count on the teamwork of a corpse.
What teamwork was there? Stop and let the big guy get stuck in the little space.
Then you could have rushed him, and then we could have helped you. But no, you ran off by yourself. What are we even supposed to do? You're lucky that Noga ran up. He was about to pummel you as soon as you went down.
Why?
North's gonna stand and kind of like brush her hands off, and then kind of look around and tell Braddock, "We are a team of people that can cast from afar. We're not a team of people that need to be up in their business. It might be better if we start thinking about that." And she's gonna turn and walk towards Noga. And if Noga lets her, she's gonna touch and utilize the spell slot to cure you.
You okay?
Callie, I'm going to need you to roll a constitution check.
You alright?
I will fail it every time. Water went down the wrong way.
Reflex
Okay.
save as well.
Noga actually tells you to keep your resources. She pulls a potion of healing out of her bag. Drinks it better than I do.
She'll nod, and then where is Bravo's token?
He's around the corner of the house, so you won't be able to see him if you're there. Close to the
Oh,
street.
over there. Okay.
So, what's the plan then, Braddock? Are you just going to charge the next giant we see and get killed then?
Not if I don't have to.
And why did you have to this time?
Have you seen the size of the weapons that they wield? Size of their arms, and their legs, and their muscles? If one of those had gotten through, you three would have gone down in a fast minute.
That's
I
why
can't let you three fall. Do you understand?
I don't think you understand, Braddock. That's why the plan was to lure it behind the house, and then if it did somehow break free, it would have been at least slowed, and then you could have charged it and stopped it, and then we could have supported you properly from a distance, and then you would not have been lying in a bloody heap. You don't understand, Braddock. We don't want you to die. We want all of us to make it back alive. How hard is that to understand?
I think you might miss the point, Master Druid.
All right, I think we've had enough. We need to figure out what we need to do. She's gonna be like patting herself off. I think we need to retreat until we can see shore. We have to take a rest. We cannot take another giant the way that we are now.
Yes, my magic is significantly drained. And I don't know, I can't speak for Bravo, of course.
I'll fetch him. Hold still.
All right.
Bravo! Let's go. Back with the group.
Ignoring Braddock, he just walks past him. And then to North, Carrion, and I forget the other
Noga.
lady.
Dragon
Noga's-
Mine?
Yeah. Grillian has spotted a civilian just a little ways from here. I think it prudent that we go help them. Yes.
I don't know if we're in much of a position to help them, Bravo. Did Grillian say if there was a giant near them?
Callie?
She takes another second or two, and you get the sense that there is a giant, but that its attention is currently elsewhere.
There is yes. Well, a giant is around, but it's not currently set on finding the person. So if we can get to the person before the giant does, perhaps we can save them.
Yes, that does seem possible.
How far away do we know, or is it just a feeling? Because as much as I want to help, we're not going to be much help if that giant decides to turn around.
Grillian indicates to Bravo that the civilian is just up this way, somewhere.
Not
Just
not
out of
far.
sight.
Just up the way a little bit. Perhaps we can go see them.
Well, what sort of magic can you all muster? I can maybe cast another moonfire, or maybe two, if I really push it.
I'm quite tired. I don't have much more magic left in me. I would need to take a rest if I would be casting anything more powerful than just sort of the run of the mill stuff.
All right.
I have a couple of healing spells, low level. I mean, there's not going to be too much happening. It could be enough for all of us to at least run away if that happens.
Yes, we can always run away. That's true. All right, our point of coming here, even knowing there was giants, was to help people, so at least if we can help one person.
Braddock retrieves his short bow up off the ground, puts it away, puts the arrows puts the arrows back together again in his quiver, and then he puts his battle axe on his hip and puts his shield away and pulls out his spear and kind of just sets himself in a kind of ready spear tip forward and looks over at Bravo and just kind of nods in the direction he indicated. This way, yep.
Bravo just kind of nods without saying anything.
And,
should I maybe try to go first? I'm a lot quieter than the rest of you.
Can you shape change into anything small?
No, I'm afraid I don't have the strength for that right now.
Though I hate to admit it, I'd actually say that Bravo would be the quietest of us all.
Mayhap, I'm just concerned that if it comes to running, he's wizened.
Good word.
Fair point. Here, well, no, you've got your scimitar. You'll be fine.
Just wait here. I'll scurry up to that house up in front of us there. And he points at the one, I'm assuming is north or just in front of us over yonder. And then I'll pick the corner and see if I can see the person or the giant and see if I can maybe secret them away back to us. If you want to stay here and prepare.
Hang on, are you going to this house closest? Sorry, are you going to this house closest to us or the next house up?
This one over here. I'm going to go all the way up there. I'll just try to peek from that little alcove there, and then I'll motion you forward with that gesture you taught me. And he looks at Braddock. Speaking of the time that Braddock was trying to gesture him into the stupid church. And he just stood there like...
He just waved back.
Yeah.
Braddock nods, and he's fine. That works, and he moves up to this corner and kind of flattens himself against the wall.
Maybe someone can look on this giant and see if they have any potions of healing.
What do you know? They got 5 potions of healing.
Actually, Braddock, as you come up to that corner, you see a sack that it looks like the giant dropped on the ground. There's a big hole in the roof. It looks like he was just reaching into the house and pulling stuff out.
So can you sneak up to that building or try it?
Roll a stealth check.
We need good rolls tonight. Come on.
Good
There's
start.
a good roll.
All
16's
right.
a good roll.
Yeah, you find like every twig that there is to step on, but you do okay. Nothing seems to be moving. You reach the corner, flatten yourself against it. You make a perception check.
Roger, Dodger. 16. This is rigged. I got a 16 last time.
It's hard to pick up at first, but once you sort of flatten yourself against and everything quiets down a bit, you can hear like labored breathing, like scared breathing around the corner.
Around the corner, okay. So not the corner that I can see around.
This corner closest to you.
Okay. So I'm gonna try to sneak again.
Another 9.
I told you, rigged. It's rigged.
As you approach the corner, you hear like, oh no, and like someone is like freaking out, and
Hey,
but then you turn the corner and they're already looking at you. They heard you coming, but when they see that it's someone they don't know but is not a giant, they just sort of stop and look at you warily. And who are you?
that's not important right now. This way, to safety. Quietly, though, quietly.
There's a giant just over there.
Okay, there's no giant this way. Come on, come now, back to my group.
As he starts to walk away, you actually hear a giant roar in pain.
I like that.
Coming from this direction somewhere to your east.
It's like an XCOM mission, and we just rescued one of the survivors.
Heck yeah.
He turns the corner, the civilian, and like he sees the dead body across the way, and he's like, "Who are you?"
You said there weren't any giants over here.
No, this.
True. No, I said that.
Oh yeah, yeah.
That's maybe later. Come on, just quietly as you can, and just get over there. I'll be right behind you.
He walks over. He
Would be fascinated with his giant body if she wasn't so exhausted and terrified of her situation.
Now, is someone that roar? Is someone fighting the giants? Is this town? Do they have a god left?
I've seen some bodies of what's left of the guards. I saw some people moving a while ago, but I got separated. It's hard to get anywhere with the fog. They seem to be everywhere.
Oh no. Dave.
I'm here. I just gotta pee.
Oh. There might be some of the militia left. I saw a giant over there, and he just like crushed 3 of them. But it just like screamed. Maybe somebody's still alive and fighting.
I hope so. Bravo, does Grillian see the fight? What's going on over there? Can she see anything?
You just asked her, remember, that's AFK.
I know.
That's okay. He'll send Grillian up through the fog, and in a moment he gets the impression that yes, there is a giant and it's under attack. Bravo Cork says that.
Oh wow, Bravo! That's the clearest you've said anything this whole time.
He can hear you.
Dave, you want to shout it from the other room? I'm just kidding. Okay, go ahead.
Hear him?
Get the impression that there's some sort of archers, maybe.
And where exactly is this giant? Is it across this road here? And he points to the road, and then up the way.
I just caught glimpses of it between the houses on the next street over. It's hard to see with the fog.
Indeed, it is.
Is the giant up the laneway?
Technically, yes.
Braddock is gonna search through this sack that's at his feet.
All right. You open it up, and it's full of a lot of pretty mundane things that you would find in the town, like drinking mugs, some silverware. It's not like, well, actually, from what you've seen, this is kind of the ritzier side of town, so some of it is pretty nice. You also find a haunch of beef. There's some meat in there, and there is a pair of gloves that are pretty finely embroidered, decorated. They look pretty nicely made.
Do these giants just go to Target? Is this what this is?
Well, he was reaching into the roof of the house. They've been looting by the looks of it. So,
can North check the giant's body?
yeah, make an investigation check.
And before North dissects the gut, just comes flying out of the chest. Guys, I found its heart. Look at the size of this thing.
It has a giant-sized water skin on it. Again, the piecemeal armor made of different pieces of metal and chainmail. It doesn't seem to be of any particular value. And it has a pouch of 200 gold pieces.
Would I be able to help?
In the investigation?
Yeah. Like, am I able to help and give advantage to North?
You could have.
Well, I was trying to, but
Oh.
you didn't. You just did it.
Oh, sorry. Jump in next time.
I was peeing.
You were here for that. She just said it.
So North's gonna go ahead and take the gold pouch. Is she gonna be able to? Because she's going to also be specifically looking for any evidence of the same symbol that she saw in the last place that we just came.
Luskin.
Is there any evidence of that?
Actually, yes. Carved into the leather of its belt, you see the same symbol, which I have here. Ha ha ha.
There it is. She's gonna take out her. Oh shoot! She doesn't have her whole pack with her, does she?
Wait, it's in his belt, like it's carved into the leather of his belt?
Yep.
That's his name.
No. She didn't bring everything with her, did she? She just brought her fighting. Darn it.
Well, I would imagine that you would have your pack with you. Like,
then she's gonna take her journal out and she's gonna rip out a piece of paper and pick out a piece of charcoal that she had writing, and she's gonna put the paper down and then scratch on top of it to pull up the
symbol. Sure.
Make haste. If they're fighting the giant over there, we should be helping.
Yes, just a second. This is the symbol, and she's gonna like. This was in the other port. They must have tried to attack, and then they came here.
Yes, well, the giant's certainly not going anywhere. Let's hurry.
Braddock gets like a quizzical look on his face. Yes, but why here? What's in Port Last that's worth anything? And he turns over to the villager, the person. He assumes it's a villager.
Mm-hmm.
Tell me, do you have a giant stone in your town center?
No, but this is the second time we've been hit in a month.
Did the giants say they're looking for someone?
No, they just seem to be looting.
Have they made any demands whatsoever?
Not that I've seen or heard.
That's fair. You can hardly be expected to be observant at a time like this. It's fine.
Noga's gonna speak up and say, I'm not sure that I can be of much more help to you all. Why don't I take this villager around to where Captain Zhao is hiding? Keep him safe, at least for now.
That would be for the best.
Would probably do to help us all to do the same.
Yes, but if there's someone out there fighting and we can lend a hand, maybe we can fell another one of these creatures. And Carrion's going to edge up to the building. And does he hear the fighting from here?
You can hear, yes, you can hear a giant screaming well, not screaming, but more like "Rah!"
Like
sort
from
of
that
yelling
direction?
in pain. Yep. It seems fairly close. It's just not in sight.
Yes, I'm going to run across the street there to that building, and I'll take a peek and wait for my signal, I guess.
But, Carrion, you just said that we don't have the means to fight a giant. What makes you think we can fight someone with...
We don't have the means, but if someone's already fighting a giant, the means are there.
What if they haven't done any damage?
What if they're losing?
I suppose
Someone needs help. We cannot sit idly by. We need to go help them.
Yes, we can always make the decision once we understand what is going on. And with that, he kind of sprints across the road, not trying to be stealthy this time, but he doesn't go past the building much.
Okay.
Does he see anything? He's gonna peek.
It takes a peek around the corner, and yes, you see a large giant standing over 3 dead bodies, and its back and arms are pincushioned with arrows. It's bleeding pretty heavily at this point, and it's just kind of waving its arms, trying to swat the arrows away like bugs.
Is he still getting shot at?
It appears that way, yeah.
Carrion turns abruptly and motions them quickly over. Bravo. Motions them quickly over. Come on, yes, come on! And he's not quite yelling, but he's...
Braddock puts his spear away and pulls out his bow and gets an arrow ready.
All right, as you reach the corner, this giant finally just kind of in frustration just "Rah!" and starts to run north away from you guys. It doesn't seem to have taken notice. And just another volley followed quickly by another volley of arrows, and he hits the dirt face first and just slides and then stops moving.
Well, it seems someone has the means. Let's see if we can be of any of assistance. Does that sound fair?
Fine by me, Braddock says, an arrow absolutely ready to go. I can't stress how ready he is to attack something that's bad.
All right. So you make your way cautiously forward.
Maybe North and Braddock can lead the way, since they have the thickest armor.
What? You want to put me, the only one that can heal you guys, in danger?
Yes, well, if they shoot an arrow through the fog, it's much less likely to injure you than me.
Okay.
Braddock
She's gonna walk behind Braddock.
Braddock's still not like letting go of his bow and arrow. He kind of shrugs his shoulder to get his shield to move, and he keeps looking dead ahead, but he's talking to North. Here, why don't you take this? It'll keep you a bit safer. And he gets his shield off his shoulder, and like lets the arrow loosen, but still holds with his one hand the arrow and the bow, and then with his spare hand hands the shield back behind him.
I have a shield.
Do you?
Yep.
Well, now you have 2.
I guess
Do you have a oh yeah, you
I
do.
do have a shield, yeah.
All right, well then he takes it back, puts it on his shoulder.
She'll go ahead and she'll pull her shield out and have it in front of her and be like, thanks, but I've got mine, because she knows that she can wield it, and Braddock's is probably too heavy anyway or something. Too awkward.
All right, so you move forward, and over the body of this giant, you begin to see through the fog a number of possibly military people armed with bows currently, but each also with swords at their hip. They seem like they know what they're doing, but they're also pretty battle scarred at this moment, you know, blood and bruises and broken armor and things of that nature. But they're retrieving some of their arrows from the body of this giant. And one of them looks up and spots you and, shh, halt. And one of them will run up as the others continue what they're doing. Who are you? Where did you come from?
North still has her shield up, kind of like keeping the shield between that person and Braddock, just kind of like gets more protecting herself than anyone.
They have their bow, but there's no arrow currently locked.
We came in our ship. We meant to make port here, but the fog was too dense.
Well, poor timing for you, but there's giants everywhere. You need to keep your voices down.
Yes,
Carrie's in the fog.
we noticed. We fought our way through 3 of them already.
Well, there's one passed out just to the west of us. It looks like it got into our ale stores. And there's one just in the river across the street here, the east. You felled 3 already on your own?
Barely.
If you're still willing to help, we may have an idea. We haven't been able to sort it on our own, but these giants have hit us in the past, and we learned that they are appreciative, if you want to say that, of combat prowess. If you can find their leader and take him out, it might just make them leave.
How many more giants do you think are left?
We've already killed 2, 3, maybe. It's hard to say at this point. They're everywhere. There's a dozen, maybe more.
Oh, so we're definitely not taking them all out. And what happens if we kill their leader and they don't go?
Then we're in no better position, no worse position than we are now.
I suppose.
The rest of the militia has managed to get most of the civilians out, but there's still more people hiding, stuck. We're trying to make our way through.
Well, what do you all think? Would you be able to help us if we were to fight? Take the fight to their leader? Would you be able to help us with that?
Given the number of giants in this place, we might be better served distracting them for you so that you can reach the leader. We could do that. I don't know how easily we could all travel through the town unnoticed.
I'm just worried about even us getting to wherever it is, assuming we even agree. What do you all think? And he turns to look at his friends.
We need to rest to take on a leader. I mean, they're a leader for a reason.
If we
Mike?
take... Go ahead.
Go ahead. No, you go. Yours is going to be more important.
You go. Go ahead.
All Braddock's going to say is, the mind is willing, but the body, it needs work.
If we hunker down for let's say maybe an hour, I can send Grillian out to look for perhaps the leader, and then watch their movements. You said there's nobody left in town? Yes?
Oh, there's still people. We just got a good number of them out. That's why we're still making our way around. We're trying to round up as many survivors as we can.
Right. Well, I think I have a plan. If we take the time to assess where perhaps they might be hiding or stuck, then we can formulate what next to do.
I'm afraid the town may not have an hour.
have the giants done any talking? Have you ever heard them talking about things? Like, we just ran into somebody and they had said this is the second time you've...
Yeah, they seem to be taking supplies, mostly food, drink. They don't really seem to be interested in plunder all that much, although they have taken whatever gold they seem to have gotten their hands on, but mostly food and drink, it seems. But we overheard some of them talking about glory for Jarl Storvald. Maybe their leader back home. I don't know.
North is going to reach in her pack again and pull out her journal and write that down. In Port Last, they are stocking up on food and drink, and their glory for, and she's going to try her best at the phonetic spelling of Jarl Starvold, to where she can at least remember how to pronounce it again.
That doesn't bode well. If they're raiding more, that means they're not able to sustain themselves on what they normally would, so there's more of them.
Or they're just getting bolder. I don't know.
Suppose.
There's something strange happening
in the neighborhood?
Well, look, if you're going to rest, I mean, you don't owe us anything. We're going to keep going, save as many people as we can. We're running low on arrows, but this is our duty.
Well, where can we find this leader, and what does it fight with?
One of the other militiamen said he spotted someone, one of the giants who seemed to be a bit different. He had a helmet with curling horns. Swore it had like patches of dragon hide maybe in its armor. The other giants seemed to be deferential to it, so maybe that's the leader. He spotted it on the other side of the river, near the center of town.
And can we get to this thing without being seen?
Possibly. There's a lot of alleys and streets on the other side of the river. If you're quiet, you might be able to make your way through them. They don't seem to be moving together. They don't really need to. We could cause a commotion, maybe draw the attention of a group of them.
Yes. I mean, do we think we can bring down the leader? I have 2 more spells I could cast that would help us, and maybe some healing magic.
I can only do healing magic and some... sorry, I closed all my shit. I can only do some healing magic and Sacred Flame and Poison Spray for my damage. There's not much heavy hitting that I can do. But it could be enough from afar.
It's worth a shot.
Braddock?
Braddock looks super confused. He turns. We are in no shape to go any further. Now, admittedly, we should. We should go and help. We should make every effort to. But you can barely heal, you can't heal, and you're just about out of any form of relevant damage.
I would unfortunately have to rest for a very long time to recover all of my mana.
Well, I suppose if we're going... So the options are running away now, trying to fight and dying, or trying to fight and realizing we'll fail and run away, or winning.
If there's any chance that there might be people, there are people in the city, we have to do all we can to save them.
While you all ponder your choices, we're going to take a break. Give you 10 or so minutes to weigh your options here. All right, so we're going to be back in about 10 minutes. We'll just say 10 past the hour. We'll be back. Before we head off, though, I'd like to do a shout out to our good friend Ann Palmer over at Curious Craft. She makes a lot of really cool things like D&D terrain. She makes ornaments. She does other D&D related things, making one-shots, things like that. We encourage you to go check her out during the break. She's at twitch.tv/curiouscrafts. And we're going to see you in 10 minutes or so. Thanks.
See you in a bit.
Hello. Welcome back. Before break, our team was faced with a very important decision to make. Just been informed that potentially you could get the Giants to leave if you challenge the leader and win. If you can get to the leader, of course. Resources are tight.
Scant.
Gone.
What say you?
Well, to be honest, I would rather fight and then run away rather than running away without fighting. So I think we should at least try. And he, kind of like bops the ground with his staff to make a point. Get bopped, ground.
If there are if there's people still in the city, we absolutely must try and stop the giants in any way that we can.
Well, we can try, but I'm running away if it's not going to work. We can't afford to die here. We, especially with this information that we've just gotten, we have to be able to get out of here and continue our mission, Carrion.
Yes, I am well aware, North, and we shall.
Well,
So
we have plenty of ranged attacks, so if we try that again, where we, as much as we can, lob things at it from afar, perhaps we can get lucky and have to save that close combat for when we're for sure able to close the deal.
About that, does anyone have a spare bow I could borrow? Slinging stones at them is not as effective as one would hope.
I have, and she's gonna like rustle stuff on her. I have a short bow and about 20 arrows.
That would do, actually.
She'll hand it over because she can't even use it very well. So it's no loss to her if she doesn't get it back. So you can have it. I'm going to get rid of that for you.
No, don't give it to me. He's going to give it back.
Oh, okay. You're going to give her it back?
You are not proficient with bows.
Yeah, I realized that after.
Oh. You're about as good as I am. Maybe your disadvantage will be good. Oh, you can't even use it at all?
No. Well, you can. Every shot would be at disadvantage.
He kind of fumbles with it. Yes, maybe I should just stick to the sling then. I can at least muster a few spells before I need to resort to that. Thank you anyway, North. And he hands it back. So, what, pray tell us, the best way to get to this giant? His last location through town.
All right. There's a bridge on the south end of town. There were some giants there, but
We killed one.
Oh, okay. Then maybe the path will be clear for a brief time then. I think that our militia may have killed one or two on the other side of the river. If you go south, we can make a distraction. On the north end, there's another bridge up there. We can cause a distraction that will draw them, maybe, at least a few. Lessen the amount of giants you have to try and sneak around. We could definitely do something like that. Otherwise, he was last seen sort of central.
Okay. And his helmet has some curly horns on it, you said.
Yeah, they like curl back, and he's got like a white dragon scale pieces in his armor. That's what the other guy said.
So this whole time, when you guys have all been talking, Braddock's put his bow down and his spear down. He's gotten his backpack off his back, and He's been rustling in his backpack, kind of hunched over it. And he finally comes back to the party. And you can see he's draped something over himself, over his armor. And it's a fairly well put together tabard. It's got, short sleeves that stop where his armor stops. And the tabard itself comes down to just above his knees. And he takes his belt off and runs it back around the tabard to keep it tight and close to him, and tightens everything back up again. And the tabard is a nice, like, off-white and just royal blue trim, and it's a uniform. Just unmistakable, the crispness of it. And there's cuts that have been mended in it and patches that are in it, but the overall uniform quality of the fabric and the color and everything hasn't been changed too much. Then he puts his backpack back on and he gets his bow and arrow ready. And then he reaches into his backpack, pulls out the potion, his last potion of healing, and he yanks the cork out with his. So, 4 of us. Fairly certain chances are grim. But we're all determined then, right?
Yes, we can always run away if it gets bad. I hope not to, but needs must.
We may not have the chance to run away. But we'll give it all our all. And he downs the potion.
Carrion is just kind of looking from group member to group member, mostly at Braddock. How does Braddock look after his potion? Does he still look all beat up, bruised, bleeding?
On a scale of 1 to 53, please. No, I'm just kidding.
You had 2 potions you drank?
Yep, I've updated myself according.
You should have 23 HP. You missed North's 9. She gave you 9 HP.
No, that 9 was 6. I was in the whole 6. I was at negative 6.
No. There's no negatives.
I bring you to 0.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
You were at 0, so the 9 is full regain.
Well then, on a scale of 1 to 52, I'm about half.
There you go. A little bit better.
So he's looking pretty beat up.
Yeah.
All right. So Carrion focuses for a moment and he mumbles some druidic sounding words under his breath, and he doesn't touch Braddock or anything, but he
Braddock smacks it when he starts talking. Stop it. Stop. Save that for you 3.
I have more.
Yeah,
And,
you might need them all.
Yes, but if you're going to be holding the line at some point, and he looks irritated as he says that, then it'd be better if you actually held it standing. Dwarves aren't that tall, especially laying down, and I doubt a giant would trip over you.
If you're going to make short jokes, you keep your spells to yourself. And he starts walking.
As he walks away, Carrion casts the spell anyway.
All right. Roll it up.
Oh, wow.
Enjoy your 3 points of health, bud. Don't spend them all.
Way to bad talk a healing spell.
Oh,
And then he casts one more for good measure. This one's just a regular. It only does 1d4. What do you want?
Hey, you got it halfway. This
is it
why you're
just the 1d4s or the 1d4 plus your spellcasting modifier?
Let me verify. Oh, you're absolutely right. I apologize. Plus my spellcasting modifier. Which is wisdom.
It's at the top of your spellcasting.
4.
So each one of those had an additional 4 for a total of an 8 more.
Yes.
Yep, 8 more.
There you go. That's better.
So why isn't it doing that, though? That's so strange.
It's not written into the code. It just casts it. I think you have to tell it to cast plus whatever your thing is when you
Plus
when
wisdom.
you go into the spell thing.
All right. So you're a little more hale and hearty now. The militiaman sort of notices you guys preparing, has heard you all mention what you're doing, so he says, all right, I'm going to coordinate with my squad. We're going to make a distraction. You should probably see it, or at least hear it wherever you are in town. It's going to be a big fiery boom. So when you hear that, you can make your move, I guess, but at least start making your way down to that bridge, and we'll start making our way up north, and we'll started.
Do I see that?
Yeah, so around the corner, if you peek, you spot the drunken, passed out giant that he mentioned earlier. He's flat on his back, snoring loudly. There's a giant barrel of... He mentioned ale. You can't tell. Most of it's either spilled down the front of him or is soaked into the ground around him, it looks like. But he's snoring contentedly.
I'm just stood there, like pointing at it. And I look back at our group, just...
Braddock comes over to look and see what he's pointing at.
The squad of archers standing next to you is like, shh. All right, so they're going to start moving away from you guys.
Let's hurry back to that bridge and I guess await the boom.
So, you can begin making your way. Are you guys going to stealth or?
Yes.
I'm going to try real hard.
Yeah, Braddock's going to try.
Alright.
Oh.
I believe Braddock and North both have disadvantage. I think you have heavy armor on.
We're hanging around in heavy armor, so...
Yeah.
So I think...
Oh, shit.
I think we should proceed down the center of town and not get too close to the river in case there's a giant on the other side of the river.
We should definitely take most of the route we already took. With caution, but at least we know that it's going to be most...
Braddock...
She's being quiet.
Braddock's play acting at being quiet, but then he realizes how much noise he's making and just, this is stupid, and just stands up and walks normally. Like, he's not walking fast, he's walking cautiously, but he's not like, he's like, this is...
All right. Yeah, half your party is doing decently well at being quiet, and half of your party is not. But together, you guys move back the way you came, moving cautiously, but as quickly as you dare. And you don't see much in the way of any new activity. You can still hear things drifting through the fog across town. But again, the sound carries strangely. It's hard to pinpoint exactly. You approach your first battle scene. The bodies are still there. They seem undisturbed, other than the damage you caused them. And so as you approach the bridge, everyone can make a perception check.
23.
18.
Come on. You can do it, Braddock. Yay!
Wow, you guys, 2 18s and 2 23s. All right. So as you approach the bridge, you can hear there is some commotion starting somewhere to the north of you, and then piercing through the fog, although it's still a little hazy for you as it is so far away. You see a flash of light and a large boom come from the western corner-ish, somewhere back there. There's some roars of giants. You hear some responding yells in other parts of the town, and you can hear sort of the thundering footsteps of running, lots of shouting, but it's still fairly distant. It's not a huge town, but it's far enough that like you know that they're not moving towards you at least not right now. So that's good.
Time to make it across this bridge as fast as possible. Which involves climbing over a giant.
Yeah, I was going to ask about that.
He's actually, it's basically just his legs that are kind of sprawled across the bridge, so you should be able to get past him with little difficulty.
We're just gonna make it to this building over here and kind of wait.
Bro, do you need a hand? And Carrion's deftly making his way across the giant legs, much like fallen logs.
No, I should be all right.
Looks like here's part of the militia from earlier. They didn't do.
All right. So as you continue, make another perception check as you cross onto the east side of the river.
26.
Hi.
There it is.
All right. So,
11.
Braddock and Bravo, you're a little distracted, trying to figure out where everything is. You see the bodies. You're not quite as perceptive, but North and Carrion, you can hear something moving around that seems bigger, somewhere to your east, over here somewhere, just beyond your sight.
North's gonna impulsively put her hand on Braddock. Wait, one sec. Did anyone else hear that too?
Yes, I hear it as well.
I heard it too.
Wait. Stay a while and listen. I couldn't help it, I'm sorry.
It was going to have us bound.
I've been looking for a way to fit that in.
I don't want to stay a while.
I don't want to listen.
She's gonna turn to Bravo. Can you send Grillian ahead? I think there might be something big up there. Maybe it's who we're looking for, and if we can get the surprise on him, we'll have a much better advantage.
Yes. Yes. And then I would send Grillian up specifically to look for a giant that looks different with big horn.
All right. Tiny red pseudo dragon disappears into the fog, and a moment later, telepathically, you get the impression that there is indeed a giant straight ahead on this road that you're on. It does not seem to have weird horn things.
Yes, there's Grillian has seen something, a giant, but not the one that we're looking for. It doesn't have the big horns.
So let's try to sneak by on the left then here. Any motions with his staff this way. To the left.
All right. Going north following the river?
Yes.
Okay.
North's
And I
gonna
call
be
Grillian.
hugging the building.
It's a very good building, North, but I hardly think it needs the affection.
Oh boy.
With all the love it can get, it's destroyed.
Yes,
Some
there's
TLC.
quite a bit of damage to the buildings that you're going by.
As she peeks out, she squints and whispers, I see something large on the floor over there. Perhaps it's a downed one?
Make a perception check.
Don't fail me now. Do not roll a one.
Fuck! Are you okay? You jinxed yourself.
I knew it was gonna happen
Rolls a
anyway.
natural one.
Never mind. It's my imagination. Must be the fog. Let's keep going.
Well, North and Braddock both, you look at it and you're not quite sure. Maybe it's alive. Maybe it's just drunk like the other one was.
I don't think Braddock is even sure it's a giant. It could be a pile of hastily assembled clothes.
Somebody's just making a trash heap in the, in the street.
Braddock isn't sure that it's not a Muppet.
What do you see? What is it?
Fozzie Bear! No.
Well, it's on the floor. It is a giant. Just not sure if it's dead or not.
Is it breathing?
Hard to tell, Carrion. I'd probably have to go up there and touch it, and I don't want to do that.
Carrion peeks around the corner. Can I look?
Yeah, go ahead.
Let me show you how it's
Something
done.
natural 20.
13.
Oh, thank God.
13's enough to tell it's dead. Not moving. There's two small humanoid bodies next to it as well.
It looks bloodied. We should be fine. Let's move quietly though, in case it has allies in the area.
Right. So are you continuing north, or are you going to cut across where the body is?
Yes. Are you continuing north?
I was actually, North was just about to ask. Should we continue along the river, or should we start cutting in? Since this guy's dead, I don't know, perhaps it might be a good indication to go inward.
Yes, I think we should go inward as well. The township is much deeper.
It did say the center of town.
Yes, that was the information that you received.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Okay, so you're cutting through the cross street towards the dead
North
body.
would like to look at this body too.
Right, make an investigation check.
Great. 3. I see nothing.
It doesn't seem to have a whole lot on it. It's actually got like tucked in its belt a sack similar to the one that you found on the other giant. So maybe this one either didn't get to start plundering, or maybe it had already. This was its second round. It's hard to say.
I think we should sneak up between those buildings over there. And he motions towards the buildings on the other side of the giant. There's like two of them real close next to each other.
On the right side? Or south?
To the east here. Yeah.
Okay. And she's gonna walk around.
I said sneak north.
As sneaky as I can be.
Well, everyone can go ahead and make another stealth check.
3. I'm far less happy about this now.
I'm not sneaking yet. I would like to look at these dead guys.
Okay. What are you looking for? Like you're going through through their stuff?
I'm just looking at them. I'm not like going through their things. I'm looking at them.
They appear to be they appear to be commoners. They're just townsfolk. They had no weapons. What are you looking for, Braddock?
He's searching the giant. I was going to type it out while you were talking, but he's searching the giant.
Yeah, he's got a similar axe that the other ones have or had that you've seen. He's got yeah, that's about it on him. Like, he's just got his weapon and the empty bag hanging from his belt. All right, so you're moving as quietly as you can through the alley between the buildings. Is that where you're going?
Yeah.
All right. All right.
Creepy, sneaky like.
Hey, I rolled better than you did, so I think North gets to razzle you a bit.
Your The noises that you were hearing when you first crossed the bridge have stopped. That's all you know.
Okay. And he turns around. He peeks out. I don't see anything immediately on this road. I think we should be able to scurry across, hopefully, if we're lucky, and get to the other side. I'm not sure what really constitutes as the center of town.
Did it just get a little quiet? And she's kind of commenting on how some of that background noise has started to subside.
What are you guys doing?
Braddock's waiting on Bravo.
I've stopped moving.
Okay.
I would like to send Grillian up to do a scout of the immediate area.
All right. You send her up into the fog. Before she even reports back, you guys start to hear movement again to your south. And it seems to be moving towards you.
North, do you hear that? It sounds close. Where are the others?
They were right behind me.
Braddock.
There's
Braddock! Braddock! Come on!
Braddock just holds up a hand and points.
Yes, but... And Carrion's motioning towards the noise.
Braddock just shrugs and points.
I would like to send Grillian to check out the noise first.
All right. She reverses her swoop and immediately indicates that there is a giant on the other side of this building. And it seems to be searching.
What is this building?
The one that you're hiding behind.
Which side is... Oh, like to the east?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I call Grillian back and I say very, very, very quietly, get out of here. There's a giant right behind this. And I point to the building that I'm up against.
North's gonna be getting impatient and like she's still trying to be quiet, but like walking up, be like, "What, Braddock? What's going on?"
Braddock holds up a hand, kind of like hush, like just like that, and then just points on the other side of the building. Just points in the direction of the other side.
Well, if it's coming around... Oh, sorry, go ahead.
I wasn't going to say anything.
Can we at least make it across the street into the other alley? There's another one right across.
How far could I throw something? Just like with my hands.
Depends. You might get it a few feet, or you might be able to launch it fairly far.
What? Like, I've thrown things previously. What do I think is the of average distance I would be able to throw something?
For someone like Bravo, reliably, I would say maybe 20 feet.
Okay. That's not very far.
Nope. He is a feeble old man.
Yeah.
Probably ask Carrion since he's got a slingshot.
But asking requires talking. I don't want to do that.
Can't you send Brilliant to do mind images like he did in the cloud?
Yeah, but it's not reliable.
I don't know. Maybe Karen will be able to figure it out more than North. North's like, the fuck are you talking about?
Okay, I just would I guess I would point to Braddock and point to himself and sort of point to where the other people are. And it like a. And then just sort of like goes this way.
Indicates that he's going to sneak.
Yeah, like over to here.
All right, make a stealth check.
Oh god.
Oh boy.
If ever there was a time you did not want a natural one.
Got a nat one.
All right. So as Bravo tries to sneak across the street to a different building, he kicks a couple pebbles, scuffs them with his feet, and catches the attention
No.
of a giant. I'm going to need you all to roll for initiative.
No.
Don't forget to click on your token.
And we have no idea if this is the giant we even need to be fighting.
10.
19.
I
You
rolled
do not.
an 18.
All right. So, as Bravo runs across the street, you all kind of hold your breath, and then the rocks across as he scuffs his feet, and then you hear, huh? And, well, you know you've been found out at least a bit. So, Braddock, you have the first reaction here. What do you do?
What are the rules for picking someone up like a sack of potatoes and putting them over your
You can do that freely if they are willing. Your movement will be halved. But otherwise, I would say it's a full action anyways.
So, like, if I'm just in a flat-out run,
Mhm.
and the path of my run takes me into Bravo,
Mm-hmm.
and I just linebacker scoop him up over my shoulder, I wouldn't. So
Well, you could
Run.
run full speed to him, and then after you pick him up, it would be half speed. So if you have, okay, so 15 feet to him, and then you would be able to move basically 5 feet with him.
Am I able to motion something during someone else's thing?
Well, speaking is a free action, so a little. Yeah, you'd have a little bit of time, I guess.
Okay. Because I think I'd be able to see Braddock like gearing up to run, and I would just like trying to wave him to stop.
Okay. What are you doing, Braddock?
yeah, I'm trying to think here.
There's also a few dead bodies in between you and him.
Yep.
This is a dilly of a pickle.
Time to just. Oh, we can't see him yet, or I can't see him.
Right.
Braddock's gonna take a 5-foot step forward and ready an arrow to attack the first bad guy that he sees.
All right. So Braddock readies an attack. Bravo, your turn.
I would like to do something that I have not done yet.
Ooh. All right. What's that?
I would like to do a benign transportation.
What is that?
It's an action that I can use on my turn to teleport 30 feet to an unoccupied space that I can see.
Neat. You can absolutely do that.
I would like to move here.
All right. So as you all are kind of watching in horror as Bravo stumbles across the street, he waves off Braddock and then vanishes.
Where did... She's gonna turn to Carrie, and she's never seen something like that in her life. Where did he go?
All right, North, it's your turn.
Well, she can't see anything, but she's going to guess that it's on the other side of this building, seeing as how everyone's kind of angling them. And she's going to assume that a giant walking over some dead bodies is going to slow them down. And go ahead and take advantage of that.
Yeah, that would just be difficult terrain for you as well. So if you're going over the body, then your speed will just be halved.
Nah, she will go around.
Okay.
1, 2, 3. Probably there.
Mhm.
Okay.
Oh, the dynamic lighting.
I got stuck on it.
Yeah.
So that she has a little bit of a better view, and then she's gonna ready a sacred flame.
All right. So now you hear some heavy footsteps as a frost giant turns the corner. So that will trigger Braddock and North held actions. So go ahead and fire away. Oh, deck save. Oh, this won't be good.
Take the full damage! Take the full damage!
Well, 14. So it takes
shit.
no
half
damage. Half?
I think it's half.
Save for half or save for none? Go ahead and roll your attack, Braddock.
Hold on.
Oh, yeah, that hits.
Oh, just kidding. No, he doesn't take any damage.
All right. So it manages to dodge the glowing, flaming bolt that your cleric shoots at it, but the arrow it has nowhere to move. It's so bulky and it's so close. The arrow just right into the gut. So it has a little bit of movement left. It's going to move up. Oh no, it's got reach. So that's 10 feet, right? All right, so it grabs the net off its belt and is going to try and chuck it at the dwarf that just shot him. And it misses with a 9. The corner of it catches on the corner of the roof of the house you're standing next to, and it just kind of flaps heavily against the wall. It curses in giant. And well, that's its turn. So Carrion, it's your go.
Carrion is going to use a bonus action and cast Shillelagh on his staff to cantrip. And can I hold my action, or if I move, will it consume?
You can hold an action. You can't hold a movement. So if you want to do any moving, you will have to do it on your turn.
Okay.
And then you can hold your action.
Okay. He's just going to cast Shillelagh and move up one space in between the buildings and prepare to attack the giant.
Okay, so if it moves within range, you will attack it.
Yep.
Gotcha. Braddock.
Ooh, we gotta get you out of there.
Yeah. Braddock can still shoot, can he? Well, no, because he's got the reach. He's gonna be able to attack me.
There's no opportunity attack if you attack him. He also does not currently have a weapon drawn.
That's right.
So if you step away from him, he cannot swipe. He cannot swipe at you because the axe is what gives him. So he does not have it drawn. You can technically shoot him because you're 10 feet away, so you're at range. You're not in melee.
Yeah.
But moving doesn't cost you anything in this instance either, so it's up to you.
I think Braddock's going to drop his bow, switch to his axe and shield, and he's going to have to step into him.
All right.
Yep. And so he's going to attack him with his battle axe. Awesome.
Natural one. Please roll a d20 to confirm.
Braddock would like to see if there's any way to remove his given name so that he does no longer is no longer a name.
16 plus your no, so it's just a miss, not a confirmed crit.
Small victories.
So you have multiple attacks, right?
Yeah. But now he kind of doesn't want to do it. Take it. All right, here we go. Second battle. Hey,
23. That'll definitely hit. Roll up that damage. 9 points of slashing damage.
Mm-hmm.
What is that? Oh, haha.
It's two-handed.
So you take a swing and your axe digs deeply into its knee. You pull it out and it yells in pain. Bravo. You're up.
So I'd like to imagine that, like, you guys just see Bravo disappear, and then a firebolt just comes out of nowhere and hits the giant, or doesn't hit the giant. Maybe it sails past.
Yeah, that close call maybe startled you a bit. Your aim's a little off. It shoots past it as it hunches over in pain from the axe in its knee. Are you going to move at all? Or Stay put. All right, North, it's your turn.
Negative movement.
I'm going to try another Sacred Flame.
All right. Dex save an 18. He'll make it.
What the hell is with this giant?
This giant happens to be way more dexterous than the other ones.
It's like
This one's a ballerina.
one hand.
Yeah, he's hopping with his hand on his knee. He's not even trying to dodge it. It just happens to be flying past.
She's gonna like almost curse, and then she's gonna look and see Braddock kind of panic and be like, he's in front again. Like, I'm so far away, but she doesn't also want to move because that'll put her in danger. So she's just kind of gonna be like standing there, hoping that this doesn't go bad.
Right. Giant
Thoughts and prayers.
The giant pulls out its great axe. Is going to swing at the dwarf. 17 to hit?
No, that is a miss.
You deflect the axe blow with your shield and it goes into the ground. It pulls it up out of the dirt, showering you in dirt, and swings again.
That's what we call active healing.
An 18 to hit?
I guess ties win, don't they?
Yes. Meet or beat. So it hits you for 18 points of slashing damage as it manages to catch you behind the shield. But that is its turn. So, Carrion. No, it didn't come with damage, so your held action was lost, but you still have the shillelagh, so it's your turn again.
He still can't really see what's going on, so he's gonna step out from the buildings. He definitely heard someone get hit, though. So he's gonna step out and take a quick glance at the giant. Does this one look like it has the horns and stuff on its helmet?
It does not. It's not even wearing a helmet.
Okay. After hearing the hit, how does Braddock look? Can he tell? He's like spattered in blood, or?
He's pretty bloody.
Okay. So he's gonna start running out, and he just shouts, "Braddock, you should fall back, and I'll try to cover you." And he will stop kind of right here. This is probably the time we start running. So he stops right there, because that's about as far as he can move anyway, and he casts Moonbeam on top of the giant. He's very careful to place it in a way that doesn't hit Braddock.
Yeah, what's the radius on it again?
It is.
Giant. Radius is half a giant.
Oh, it doesn't tell you there. Whoops. Sorry.
No. I think it was 40 feet?
No, it's smaller than that. Hang on.
Or
5 foot radius.
5
feet
foot
high,
radius.
but 5 foot radius.
Oh, 40 feet high. Okay. So it's going to hit it what, sort of center mass?
Yeah, we'll put center mass, or maybe around here-ish, so it kind of like blocks the way, but is still on top of him.
Okay. Oops. I just put it in. Why can I not grab this? What is happening? Thank you.
Should cover what, 10 feet, right?
Oops. Oops.
We win. We win. We win.
I'm not good at making shapes. Oh my goodness. There. And here-ish. Here, so that hits him. And he's got to roll a con save.
Yep, he takes half damage with a successful save.
He succeeded, so 5 points damage.
Save making foo.
All right. So there's this bright beam column of light hitting him sort of in the side of the face and the left shoulder there, between you and the giant. Is that the end of your turn?
That's all Carrion can do.
All right. Braddock, it's your turn.
Yep. Braddock's gonna try and beat feet and get out of there. And he's gonna go back in a path that lets him try and scoop up his bow as he goes.
Are you disengaging?
Yeah. Yep. It's gonna
All right.
have to.
So you use your action to disengage and retreat carefully out of his range.
It's gonna kind of go back like this and then just straight over.
You don't have a spare hand to pick up your bow. You have a shield and axe, right?
Yeah, if he doesn't have a spare hand, he's just, I mean, he can't just like flip the shield around and just like scoop it up into his shield.
Yeah, I guess as a bonus action, I could let you do that. Okay, so you disengage from the giant, move over towards Carrion's position, leaving the moonbeam between you and the giant.
He's gonna kind of like drop the bow again and get ready for an income. Like he's not, I can't ready an action because I don't have the like mechanics to do it. But he's just like not worrying about keeping his bow. Like he's not stowing it or anything. He's just tossing it back on the ground.
Okay. So we're going to end it on Bravo's turn. Yeah, I know, mid-battle, but this is what happened.
We can go a little longer.
I don't know.
Like 15 minutes.
Just 10 more minutes, Mom.
Yeah, 10 more minutes. God.
Another hour for this battle, okay?
No, I have like 15 minutes for us to GTFO right back across that bridge.
Well, there's a lot more that you guys, have to consider and deal with, and we'll see what happens.
One more hour. One more hour. One more hour.
No. This is the end, so we're going to end it there tonight. We want to thank you guys so much for tuning in. We appreciate you, each of you, tuning into us. We won't be, I won't be here next Friday. I will be at work, so we will be doing possibly another one-shot, and I say we as in the royal we, not me, because like I just said, I won't be here.
No, you'll be there playing from your phone.
Playing from my phone, yes. I'll be there in spirit.
I also won't be here.
Oh.
Overwatch. Overwatch.
Oh, okay. Well, that's news to me. Anyways, there will be something happening. We'll keep you abreast of that in our social media. But whatever we're doing, it'll be the same time as this week, 7 p.m. Western, 10 p.m. Eastern. And I think that's it. So you can check us out on Twitter at Riff and Rabble. That's where we will likely post the update. You can join our Discord in the link below our Twitch video here. Yeah, we appreciate you coming out tonight, and have a great week.
You better have a great week, or else.
Or else.
Or else. Bye.
Punch you with the whitest fist on earth.
No.